Welcome to As the Story Grows. I'm Brian Patton. Today we welcome Abraham guitarist Jacques Vierdaz to the podcast. The new Abraham record, idsungwüssä, is out Friday, September 26th on Pelagic Records. Jacques talks about getting into guitar and his experience as a metal fan in Switzerland, the origins of Abraham, world building album to album, the sonic changes on the new album, and more. It has been a joy going back through Abraham's discography, and the new record is incredible, so make sure you pre-order it and check it out on Friday, September 26th. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of As the Story Grows. If you're a brand new listener to the podcast, welcome. Thanks for checking us out. You can find links in our show notes or at asthestorygrows.com for our mailing list, our Discord server, and our Patreon page, where you can support the show financially, and $1 a month gets you early access to every episode. Enjoy today's conversation with Jacques from Abraham. Had a lot of issues with StreamYard lately, and every time it's like cross fingers, hope everything works. How you doing today?
Fine, and you?
Yeah,
thanks.
Doing good. Yeah, glad to have you here. You're in Switzerland.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And where are you? In the US or?
Yeah. In Washington D.C.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it early in the? I can't really remember how it works with time zones and stuff like that. Is it early in the morning or?
No, it's 1 p.m. So
Okay.
Yeah. No. So good. What? It's like probably like 8 o'clock over there, something like that.
It's 7.
7. Oh, right in between. Yeah. So close. Nice. Is that where you grew up?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's growing up like?
In Switzerland, you mean?
Just a general for you as a person.
I think it's what's growing up like. I don't really know how to say that. It was I was listening to a lot of music since I was very young.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess it's driven me towards playing the guitar quite early on.
Yeah.
Never taking any lessons whatsoever because I just thought I was good like this. But
is there? I took lessons very briefly on guitar, and I learned like the basic chord structures, and then the guy who was teaching me was like, "That's all I know. You're on your own." And so I kind of just developed a way I play guitar. And so like I'm 40, so last year I was like, I'm going to teach myself some scales, and I was like, nope, I can't fucking do it. And I'm just going to play the way I... Have you ever tried to take lessons or expand your skill set in a way, or has it always just been like, this is how I play and how...
When I was a teenager, actually, I listened to a lot of prog music, such as Dream Theater, stuff like that. And I thought at some point I should take lessons, but I was always too lazy to do it. So I just kind of developed my own style, I guess, like that. And it's worth what it's worth. But.
Yeah. The appeal to like playing guitar and like writing my own stuff was always more interesting than like trying to learn other people's stuff for me. So it's like,
yeah, exactly.
Play a song I know, and I'm like, I can't. Like, I know like one Green Day song.
Yeah, that's good already.
Right.
I try to whenever I need to play something that I don't really know, I like to look up the chords and stuff like that and try to play it. But it's kind of different to what I play in. What I play in a band. Yeah.
You said you were listening to music early, and then like kind of later got into prog metal. What was that like journey from like listening to, whether it's whatever your parents owned, into like discovering metal?
How to say that? I guess I wanted to differentiate myself from what my parents listened to, and I kind of as a reaction to what they were listening to, and which was classical music and jazz and stuff like that. And as it always happens, I came back to that quite later on.
Yeah. Well, I think eventually you discover like classical music and metal have like something in common, and especially with like the music you play now, like that just kind of lends itself to classical music. I think.
But we don't really know the name of the chords and stuff. Like we're so bad at at theory and stuff like that. We just play by ear mostly.
Does that make playing live difficult, like trying to remember what you played or tunings, or is it just like once it's down, you know what it is?
No, we have muscle memory, and once we've written it, it's okay, and we've developed some automatisms and stuff like that. That works quite well for us.
Nice. What was either the metal scene as a whole in Switzerland or kind of locally where you grew up? What was the scene like when you were in high school? Or by your secondary school?
I for one thought it was awesome because we had some great bands. One band I really enjoyed as a teenager was called Unfold. They're still around. I mean, they're not that much older than me. I'm 42, and maybe they're like in their early 50s or something like that, and they still play, and that's cool.
Nice.
Another one was called Sludge, but it doesn't really answer to your question. So we used to move around a lot to go to see shows, but Switzerland is such a small country that moving around a lot means taking a train to go 30 minutes from where we lived. So that's not that far away.
Yeah.
But still, it seemed like a huge distance for us at 16 or 17.
Let's talk about the band. I know originally this band formed under the name Le Baron Vampire.
You know that the name was originally Le Baron Vampire.
Yeah. Yeah. So, just how'd this band get started?
How did we get started? I mean, early on with Dave, who's the drummer in Abraham, we had a punk rock band, which was called Nabokov. As in the writer Nabokov, and eventually we split up, and we still decided to play music together. So we formed Abraham, which was back then called Le Baron Vampire, as a kind of a duo, and then we added some members, and everything was on its feet by, let's say, the end of 2008, something like that.
Yeah.
And we started writing music at that point.
Yeah. There's been an evolution in the sound of the band, but at its undertone has always been this like sludgy, doomy, post-metal vibe. What was inspiring you or influencing you when you started, and what made you want to go that style?
We just liked heavy music, I think. We liked Cult of Luna, we liked Neurosis, we liked Breach, and we wanted to do something that had some kind of rapport with this kind of bands, and we just started it like this. But pretty early on we tried to add some other elements, such as weird keyboards and maybe a touch of irony in what we wanted to write.
Yeah,
because it's when you're playing metal, it's always, how do you say that, we seem to have some kind of obligation to be very serious about what we're playing.
Yeah.
And I for one thought that it was a bit stupid. So we always tried to deflect from that and to make things fun for us.
Yeah.
And to take music seriously, but maybe not metal.
Yeah. Yeah. What then leads to the name change, and what made you go with Abraham?
The name change was primarily actually a demand from the label.
Okay.
Because they thought Le Baron Vampire was a bit tacky, and I think maybe they were right. But we chose that name because we thought it sounded weird, and we liked it because it was weird. But then Abraham was a bit more serious, and I think it reflects more what we're trying to do, which is kind of embody some kind of entity that tells stories. And so Abraham is kind of a storyteller.
This is your third record with Pelagic Records. How'd you get connected with them?
Through a friend. Jana from Coyote, which is a Swiss band, who played with The Ocean way back in the days. And he really liked the record and submitted it to Robin, who also liked it. And that's how we got connected.
With Look Here Comes the Dark, it kind of kicks off, I don't know, not really a trilogy, but kind of albums in this universe. At what point did you know you were going to kind of write multiple variations on a theme?
We didn't really know that. When we started Look Here Comes the Dark, we wanted to address themes as the end of the world, to put it basically.
Yeah.
And we thought, why not make a huge album that would cover everything about that? And then when the record was done, when we had a tour or two behind us, we thought, maybe we can still say something about this. And then we made Débris de Monde Perdu. And we just kept on going in that direction. That sounds a bit, maybe a bit naive to say the things like that. But I mean, the thing is we thought we weren't quite done talking about this.
Yeah. I mean, I think certain bands like The Ocean, right? They kind of have a theme, and it's like you go until you feel like you've have nothing left to say on it. I don't. Yeah, like it makes sense. with each record, listening to them back to back, they each get a little more unhinged, in my opinion, as you listen to them. Where that's a
huge compliment.
Well, I mean, like the new record is very much, I feel like, a noise rock influence on it, where it's just like the chaos. It's like most bands only attempt to be heavier, and I feel like you guys have done that. Like heavier, but like completely on the edge of like everything is going to break apart. Was that just kind of intentional, or just kind of the natural way of just like, okay, we've written about the end of the world, what's after that? So it has to be crazier, and then a parallel universe, so that has to be even more bonkers.
I don't. Maybe it was kind of intentional. Maybe it was kind of occupational hazard, because I don't know if it's the right term. But when we wrote Débris de Monde Perdu, we wanted to do something a bit more, maybe more rock sounding, a bit more rough around the edges and stuff like that. And then for this record, idsungwüssä, we wanted to go more into space, so we added more reverb to what was already kind of reverby, and more delay, and more was more in terms of effects. But in parallel to that, we tried to play less notes. And maybe playing less notes was something that's allowed us to sound heavier somehow. I don't know. We just wanted to do the most basic stuff we could. And to have less riffs and stuff like that.
Yeah, because like Look Here Comes the Dark to me is very like fuzzy, and just like we have all our pedals cranked and it's loud and not going for clarity. Where it's like, I think in playing less notes with more reverb, it's just like it's huge, right?
I don't know. For Look Here Comes the Dark, we wanted to, it's like a 4-part album, and we wanted to have a different sound for each part. And I don't know if we succeeded in that, because, I tried to listen to it the other day, and I don't see that much difference between each part. I mean, they all kind of sound the same. Maybe not in the way the songs are written, but maybe more in kind of the nature of the sound.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have used more different amps.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
For this one, which we just had like one setup, 2 or 3 amps max, and try to push less notes.
Nice. How do you pronounce the name of the new record?
It's how do you pronounce the name of the record? I'm curious.
Idsungwüssä?
Yeah, I think it's idsungwüssä. No. Idsungwüssä. I mean, it's Swiss German. It's some kind of. It's from the German-speaking part of Switzerland because the drummer is from there actually. Okay. He lives in Lausanne, which is the French-speaking part, but he comes from Swiss-German parents, so he speaks that. Okay. Maybe not on a daily basis, but quite often.
Okay.
So, and since we had some lyrics in Swiss German, we wanted to have a Swiss German title. I mean, it made sense to us.
Okay. What does it mean?
Into the unknown.
Okay. I tried to Google it and I couldn't find it. And I currently have a German exchange student living with us this year. And I asked her and she was like, I don't know what that is. I was like, okay, good enough. Outside of just like bigger and spacier, what were things inspiring you as you were writing this record kind of from a lyrical standpoint or just musically? What were you drawing upon?
I'm not going to say on personal experiences because that would be wrong, actually, but or maybe pushing it too far. But some of us were going through dark phases, and I think it reflects on the music. But as far as the lyrics are concerned, I think it was all written kind of in a rush.
Okay,
and it's. One thing that is interesting to say is that this time around we tried to work. The drummer, who is also an illustrator for the T-shirts, for instance, he drew like 9 drawings that would some kind of illustrate what we wanted to say, and we tried to. Focus on these drawings while we were writing the songs. And I don't know if it really works, but it was something we wanted to experiment with. Okay. And starting from to have drawings as starting points. So each of us kind of interpreted these drawings and tried to translate it into sound.
Okay.
And the lyrics reflect the drawings as well.
Okay, cool. Knowing that these 3 records are connected maybe is influencing me, but it seems like the album artwork for the last 3 all kind of play on each other. Is that an intentional choice as well?
Yeah, it's completely intentional. Yeah. I mean, we asked the same guy to do the artwork. Raoul is a friend of ours, who's a friend of ours, who's a graphic designer, and he's quite talented, and we really like what he does because he's always super clean when he does his artworks, and we wanted to have the same kind of feeling around these 3 artworks. Yeah, I think it works.
Yeah, I think it's really cool, and it's cool to like kind of look at them and see how to try to interpret some sort of meaning of how they change and build and figure out what's going on. So I like that package of like knowing it's connected. It's fascinating to me. But I'm a music nerd who has this podcast. So if I'm not the core audience, who is? Album's out September 26th. You guys have a handful of shows in October through Europe. Is it kind of, I know in the press release it says this album was kind of recorded in between jobs and working. Is it difficult as a band to tour, or do you kind of like, I don't know, maybe the state of the music scene to just go play shows when you can and not be so stressed about trying to recoup, €1 million or something for studio time for the label?
We're definitely losing money when we tour.
Yeah.
So fortunately, we all have day jobs, but it makes things a bit complicated to find time to go on tour.
Yeah.
I for one I'm a teacher. The other guitarist is also a teacher, and so we have to focus on holidays to go on tour, or weekends. And it's kind of difficult to find dates and to find dates that work with our day jobs.
Yeah. Do you find the internet kind of helpful in being able to expand and grow and make fans without having to, spend so much of your time on the road?
I think so. Yeah. We're not that internet savvy, but we try to make what we can with what we have. But it kind of works.